Hey, I'm Connor, and I just quit my job and sunk $20,000 into my new video business, which I've started from scratch. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I didn't just quit. It was actually back in January. I had been working for the fella's barber shop for the past 2 years.
Are you filming a YouTube video?
Yep.
Are you famous?
No.
Oh, can I subscribe?
What?
Can I subscribe?
Yeah, you should. Yo, thanks for the subscribe.
Help me out, okay? My name's 60. No, not so. My name's O Sigma 67.
O Sigma 67.
O Sigma 67. Help me out.
Okay, O Sigma 67. That's a shout out right there. What the hell? Okay, back to the barber shop. It's a chain in Utah. I started off as the manager of their main location in Spanish Fork, and then moved to a more influential position as the head of sales for the company. In those 2 years, we moved from 2 locations to 10. That felt like success to me, but it also didn't, you know? And luckily, I learned a lot of things while I was there, and I learned a lot of things about myself while I was there. I was creating success, but I was creating success for someone else, not myself. I didn't like managing people. I didn't like having to go to the same place at the same time for the same amount of time every day to work. I also didn't care for barbering at all. I'm not a barber. I did start to learn, but I figured out that I don't like touching people. And I was really just doing paperwork at the same time, trying to get new clients in the shop. I definitely did not care for the drama that comes with being on a company leadership team. I figured out that the only thing that was making me happy working there was my tiny little involvement in the marketing process, actually. I was the company spokesperson, so I was in all of their content. On Instagram, every ad they were running was me. And although I didn't get to run the camera, I did get to come up with a lot of the ideas for the video, storyboard, write them, and sort of direct our camera guy on what exactly I wanted for these videos. So I quit in January 2025. I took out a personal loan for $20,000. I've never had a loan out in my life. And I spent it all on my new video business. And I'm here to show you as much of that as I can. So if you're into storytelling, storyboarding, screenwriting, cinematography, just plain old videography and photography, anything that aligns with the journey of a filmmaker, or even just setting out on your own adventure when it comes to business in general, this channel might be the place for you. So let's start off first by going into what I bought with my initial investment. You can get an idea of all the equipment I have and why I have it, and then we'll talk about what I've done with it so far. After that, we'll hit on what I'm dealing with currently, what issues I'm having, what the bright side is, and maybe a little bit about my goals for the future, you know? About $15,000 of that $20,000 loan went immediately to gear. And I know that gear isn't everything, but I had spent years of doing side projects or videos for my dad's business with like a little Canon SL2, 1080p, a little Rode mic, and a couple cheapy lights. And I know you can survive with that and get started with it, but I had spent enough time with that sort of equipment, and now dropping everything to start an actual business and hopefully make a living off of it, I figured it was time to, upgrade a little bit. So big ticket items first. I'm running a new, like-used Canon R5 that I picked up off of B&H Photo for $2,500. In fact, I picked up everything off of B&H Photo because though I could have gotten some things cheaper elsewhere if I had really done my research. I kind of quit spur of the moment, and I needed everything stat, and I figured it'd be easier to just do it all in one place. So for that R5, I've got a Canon RF 24-70 luxury lens for $2,100 and a 70 to 200 millimeter as well for $3,000. Those lenses are both new and they're both really nice, but you gotta remember, good glass really matters. It matters more than the camera body. I did choose the R5 because I wanted something that would be good for video and photo. Hopefully one day, I'll have one camera that's great for photography and one camera that's great for cinematic stuff. Hopefully more than just two cameras, but that's gonna take a minute, so we'll see. I got the DJI Air 3S Fly More combo for $1,600, also with a 2-year care plan for $190. A DJI RS4 gimbal for $550. A DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator combo for $700. And of course, an Apple 14-inch MacBook M4 Pro for $1,800. I really needed a computer that could handle some solid editing, especially now that I've got a 4K camera. For a really well-rounded kit to cover as many bases as I possibly could, I got a bunch of other stuff that I'm gonna list out. So I got a couple Polar Pro filters for my lenses that double as variable NDs and polarizers. I thought that was pretty important. Audio Technica headphones for editing, especially since I edit when my wife is around and I don't want to be loud and annoying. It's not like I have my own studio yet. An Amaran 150C LED light, and for that I got the Godot Octa softbox with the Bowens speed ring and grid, as well as a C-stand, of course, to hold it all up. I picked up the DJI Mic Mini 2-person mic system that attaches to my camera. That is what I'm using right now. I like it because it's smaller and more discreet than the bigger DJI mics. I do have a fluff ball on it, but we got started with a 2 terabyte SSD for storage, an Atomos Shinobi camera monitor. It really helps when I'm doing interviews or things like that. A Manfrotto tripod, which I'm using right now, 2 Nanlite Pavo tubes, some extra batteries, HDMI cables, ND filters for the Osmo, gaff tape, freaking wonderful. It's like just as strong as duct tape, but has the perks of painter's tape. You can just take it off of whatever. It doesn't ruin anything. It's great. Extension cords, some stuff like that. And what did I do with the rest of my loan? I bought Final Cut Pro. That was $300. A subscription to Lightroom, a subscription to Storyblocks, subscription to Milanote, which I use for planning shoots, and then of course I set up an LLC, a website, a WeTransfer account for emailing large files, and I paid for my Airman certificate after I took the drone test. There's a few things in there that I'm sure I missed, but for the most part, that's the setup that I gave myself. And I did it all within the first week after quitting the fellas. Okay, so where am I at now? It's the middle of July. It's been a while. One thing, I definitely do regret not starting YouTube videos like as soon as I quit and bought all this stuff. Everything would have been fresher. It really would have been interesting, I think, to see the beginning of absolutely everything. And there's been quite a lot that I've had to figure out. So, maybe in the next videos, I'll go into some of that stuff and what I've learned and try to dissect it a little bit. But definitely, I'm hoping to really capture everything going forward from here. I did not blow up overnight. I'm in Utah. It's a saturated market, for sure. And that's not an excuse. I'm not blaming anything on how many videographers there are around here. There's plenty of work for everyone. There really is. I believe that. But it has been a struggle, and there's also been some good stuff in it as well. I do have one monthly retainer client, which is the Fellas Barbershop. I used to work there. I helped a lot with the marketing while I was there. And so when I got this started, we got a monthly thing. They pay me $1,400 a month for 5 videos. It's a little bit of a discount from where I'd like to be at, but that's kind of my basic salary right now. Everything else has been odd jobs. I've done some work for a bar, a motorcycle museum, a couple restaurants, a retirement home, which is pretty interesting. I've done a couple of videos for them. None of this stuff, I've done a couple of those more than once, but I'm not on monthly retainer with anybody, just kind of odd things here and there. I've helped a couple friends with like their YouTube channels and such. So let me tell you what I am struggling with. Motivation, primarily. It is hard to get going sometimes. It's easy when you have something planned, but when you don't, and you got to go out there and find clients, and you got to learn new stuff, you got to research, but you don't know what you're supposed to research sometimes. Sometimes you got to edit something that you don't really care that much about, and it's going to take hours. Maybe you feel discouraged about the in-camera footage that you have, and you don't know if you can turn it into something. Motivation is really difficult. As they say, discipline matters, not motivation, but discipline is hard to come by and it takes some time. We're working on it, Honestly, another really big thing that I'm struggling with is negotiating with people. It is so hard for me to work out a price with a client that I can feel good about and they can feel good about. I've always been a little bit of a people pleaser, not always, but it's definitely something I struggle with. And so I always want to make sure that the client is happy, and I don't want to go overboard on charging them, which, kind of screws me a little bit, but we're working on that as well. This job is really difficult, for sure, most jobs are, especially when you're working for yourself, but it's not just the struggles. There's a lot of upsides to it as well. Now that I am working for myself, I don't have to work for somebody else. I don't have a boss looking over me all day. I don't have to do what anybody else says. I go to the gym and feel like I'm not exhausted from my 9 to 5. I spend a lot of time with my wife. We go camping together. Sometimes we'll set up here in the park and grill some stuff. If I'm not feeling like working, if I'm having a bad day, then I can choose to just not. And I'll go sit outside and read a book, watch some birds. I'm into that. And, do whatever the hell I want. I'm not making a ton of money yet. That's for sure, But I can say that I'm happier than I've ever been getting to do my own thing and not having to work for somebody else. That kind of stress that I had before and also not making a whole ton was really just not worth it. And so I'm willing to take the time that it takes to build something better for myself, make the sacrifices in the beginning, and life is just better. It really is. And guys, this is also not what I want to be doing forever. I have larger goals. They are lofty, but I wholeheartedly believe that I can achieve them. I've always loved movies more than like anything else in the world. And I just want to make them. I'm not in a position right now to be making movies. I need to make money first, and I'll get to that. And it's going to be a long process, but I think it can be done. Everything that a filmmaker can dream of, that's what I want to be doing. Then we'll see where the road takes me. Through acting, screenwriting, directing, producing, every part of the process. So if you're into any part of that process, all things filmmaking, and you want to follow the journey of a guy who's going to make that happen from scratch, from the beginning, then this is the place for you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get notified of the next videos that I'm going to be coming out with. I'm going to try so hard to stick to the short form content as well, though it's hard. So if you're watching this one, or if you're the people on scooters that were chatting with me earlier, then thanks for being with me from the very beginning. Let's see where this goes.